Was that perfect timing at the end of the song? Wow, yay. Is everyone all warmed up? I know I am. I feel like it's afternoon. I've been up for so long. So hello, welcome. Thank you everybody so much for being here. James, thanks for coming from Portland. I think you get the longest traveler, longest distance award. This is the first time I've done anything like this. And so for me, it's a total honor and pleasure to have all of you here, so many people that I've laughed, for sure have cried with, who I've bore my heart open to, and whose heart I've also seen bore open. So I've been feeling so many feels in the last couple days, all at the same time. I did not plan this with Mercury retrograde or the eclipse, so those were bonuses going into this. But really, I just kind of want to go over a few things. There, I have a clicker here, apparently. Wow, look at that. It's the first time I've used a PowerPoint too. You guys are going to have a lot of firsts the next couple days. Okay, so thank you. Like, I'm already ahead of myself. Welcome to Become. Words do not express the gratitude I have for you for taking time out of your busy life to join me for these 3 days. I know that's a huge thing. I know there's a lot of people here, or a lot of people who aren't here because they didn't want to take the time to give to themselves. This time is really for you. This is not about me. I really enjoy this. This is not about me. This is about you. That's why we're here. So your time is valuable, and my goal is to make the absolute most of it while we're here together. That is of the utmost importance. So housekeeping. Airplane mode is a blessing. Don't just put it on silent. Give yourself some time off. We have plenty of breaks that you're more than welcome to do whatever you want with on your phone. Right? I'm not going to be watching anybody's phone use here during the breaks. While I'm here, I can watch what all of you are doing. Everyone here, as far as I'm concerned, is a magician. There's a reason you're here. There's a reason you're attracted to what I'm saying. There's a reason that you're here in this seat with the people that you love. So, honoring the confidentiality. We have a small community here in Reno. So what happens in this room, let's keep that here. We don't need to be sharing all of that or anything with anybody else. So that's that. Break times, we got the tea table and the coffee. My suggestion is to not go caffeine crazy because it's gonna keep you ungrounded. We're gonna be moving through an extraordinary amount of energy in these next few days. I would suggest that you eat well, eat healthy, be aware of what you're putting into your body. The coffee and the tea, I didn't want to deprive anybody that has an addiction to coffee because I don't want anyone going through withdrawals while we're going through this process because that's a whole nother thing. So it's available, but those are my personal perspectives on that. Now, being respectful, this is about talking when other people are talking. If somebody's up at the mic, if we're having a share, the reason for that is because if somebody's sharing and maybe it's hitting you and you feel like you want to talk and share with somebody else, but what's going on is that somebody else in front of everybody is like, oh, now they're talking about me, and then the self-conscious stuff and all of that. So let's just be respectful. If you guys start talking when I'm talking, I'm going to ask you to share with everybody. So go for it. All right, microphone opportunities. We have 2 microphones in this room. This is going to be interactive. I want everyone to kind of engage, to move around, to get to know everybody. I know that there are connections in this room that have not yet been made verbally, but I work with magic every single day. I don't believe in coincidence. I don't believe that there's just like, oh, we just happen to be here. Some of you really went extraordinary distances to be able to clear your schedule to make it here. So there's other people in this room who have done the same thing specifically to meet you. Not even to be here with me, but to meet you. So be aware of those connections that are in the room. No recording. Part of that also is just because the phone becomes a distraction. Like I said, we're going to be recording the whole thing. If there's specific parts that you want, I can see what we can do about getting them to you if anything like really resonated. But again, the whole thing's going to be recorded. Language. Anyone offended by language? Cool. Just want to get that out in the open. Sometimes I get passionate and I drop a couple F-bombs. I'm really working on it, to be honest. But sometimes it just comes out, and I want to be able to fully express myself if I feel the need to. I want you guys to be able to fully express yourself if you need to. At the same point, we're also honoring respect, right? We're not going to get crazy. This isn't a biker bar. If you want to go to a biker bar, go for it. Time and place, right? Okay, the altar. This is our communal altar. This is a space where all of us get to share in our experiences of what we're bringing, what we're letting go of, what we're taking home with us. This crystal in the middle, she got named last night. Her name is Remy. She is rose quartz from Madagascar. Literally bought her at Stone Age. I wish I had a cooler story about how she came into my life, but I figured that we would create that story here. Each one of these little chunks of rose quartz, those are for you. There's one there for you specifically. You can pick it up and do whatever you want with it at any point during this event, but this really is your keepsake. This is your memories of what happened here. This is the transmutation from pain, from hate, from guilt, anything that we're releasing that we're transmuting into love. Rose quartz is the stone of love, opening your heart chakra. Archangel Ariel also resonates at this frequency. So just being aware that this is, my intention with bringing this in is to have a heartbeat in the center of the room. The heartbeat that connects all of us, that we are all cells on this journey together, that everything that anybody goes through in this room, we're all going to feel and we're all going to be affected by. We're all super sensitive. You wouldn't be here if you weren't, right? Everybody who's included and created the event, all of it. And so I want to be aware of that, and I want to honor that. The one thing that I've learned from being on this journey is that when you're in a container, and somebody is going through something, let's say someone's going through some releasing of family betrayal. Something happened in their family where they felt betrayed. And somebody else isn't talking about it, and they're even on the other side of the room, but they have an experience that resonates with them at that same frequency. There's permission for you to release it. So the fact that we have this many people in this room, this many bodies that are all here for the same intention to heal, to release, to let go, to step into your power, to claim your purpose, all of that, holy moly, you guys, we have a lot of permission to get a lot of work done. So Remy is here. She's the heartbeat. She's going to be holding it down for all of us and just keeping that energy cycling. Like I said, there's a stone there for you for whenever you're ready to take it. You can also take it, put it back, might switch around. You might end up getting a new stone. I like to use stones to set intentions into. You can gift it, whatever you want. It's yours. Tell you what just came into my mind later. The heart of the room, Remy. Beautiful. Okay, why? Why the altar? I think it's really important to have something that is tangible, that we can grasp onto, that is the connection between all of us. It's enough to say that, yes, we're in the container. Yes, we have this box that we're in, essentially, that is this room, that creates a space for us to exist in, and at the same time to be able to connect with that. We have a heart, and what's incredible about it is that we never see it, ever. We're never going to see our physical hearts, right? Because if we had the opportunity, we'd be dead. So we just never get that opportunity. This is the opportunity to be able to connect with that heartbeat that keeps you going, that heartbeat that is your reason for being, the heartbeat that is your soul's purpose, your direction, the spark of the divine creator, everything that is within you in that center of your being. This is just simply a physical representation. Not to mention Mama Gaia, Mother Earth, shared that with us. It's a gift that we get to use to connect with one of her resources. So who knows what the journey of Remy has been, and who knows what the journey of Remy will be, but I do know that we're starting a story here. Why the Atlantis? Logistically speaking, I grew up with Daniel Farahi. He was one of my best friends and helped me through some seriously hard times when I was in 6th grade. I happened to run into him on a flight down to LA to hang out with Shauna for a night before I flew to Morocco. And it just like, I don't know, it clicked that I was supposed to be here for this. I mean, Reno, how many options do we have to put, this together? It's everywhere. For me, I believe that my work and the reason that I'm in Reno is that I'm here to create change and inspire growth and bring light to the really dark, dusty corners of the world. I was on Maui and Mother Maui told me that. She said, you got to go home because the work is already being done here. Nobody's going to be able to see your light here because everyone's shining so bright already. So I said, okay, Mother Maui, where do I go? She showed me Reno. And if you would ask me a week before that vision, I would have said, you're crazy if you ever think I'm moving back to Reno. Like, I got the hell out of there the second I could. But I'm back. And I love it. And I wouldn't be anywhere else. So the Atlantis, there are people in this casino right now that have no idea that their lives are about to change. You guys know, because you're here listening to me talk. They don't. And the beautiful thing about that is that when we are doing this kind of work in places, in places where there's gambling, there's addictions, there's sorrow, there's extraordinary pain, there's incredible unconscious energy. I love casinos. I love the ding, 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 ding. That reminds me of home. I hear that and it's like music to my ears. But we know that there's a way to break the darkness. I call them spider bombs. Right now, we're creating a spider bomb. Each and every one of us are going to leave with our hearts illuminated brighter than when we came. The heart, this room, this building is going to illuminate brighter than it was before we got here. The people who are unconscious here in this casino are going to feel the ripple effect of what it is that we're doing. So that is why I choose to be in these places. That is why I have consciously made the decision I want to be in these spaces to start creating cracks where the foundation of pain has been so set that there's hopelessness. And I don't know if you've walked around these casino floors, but at 9 a.m., people are already drinking and hitting their backs and sitting at the casino, just hitting this. Already, 9 a.m., let's start chipping away at some of this. Our world needs help. Did you guys know Donald Trump was here yesterday? I found that out, and I was like, maybe that's why I'm at the Atlantis. Getting my nails done so I could be pretty for you guys. I'm like, oh my God. Things are happening. Why Reno? We just went over that. Okay, why become? As you know, I have big fat monster dreams. You guys are here for the pinnacle of one of them. This is the biggest thing that I've done so far in my life of something that I have created from something I wanted to do. Melody, you rock. Your smile is so contagious. Thank you. And so that's why I'm doing this. I'm following my dreams. I have no idea where they're going to take me. But I know that you guys are here with me. And now we've got people in the ship. It used to be a one-woman rowboat, you guys. It's happening. And so that's why I become. It's not because I love designing pamphlets, but I do. It's not because I love dressing up and getting on stage, but I do. It's because I care about you guys. My life, and you will learn a lot about me in these next couple of days, but my life has been hard in a lot of ways, and I have had to dig myself up from rock bottom multiple times, including rock bottom with abuse, sexual assault, drugs and alcohol, my own horrible addictions, all sorts of stuff. My whole family lives here, and I love them dearly, but none of them are in this room. Just to put a little perspective on this. I'm doing this because I want to be here for you guys. So get ready to cry because we're going to do some work. And then I'll make you laugh. You guys are doing great at laughing at my jokes because if you keep laughing, I'll keep telling them. And we're all gonna have so much fun. We're gonna be laugh crying. I know you guys love that. Okay, so this is your event. You get to co-create your experience. You get to say how open you are. You get to say how vulnerable you are. You get to decide if this is gonna change your life or if this is gonna change your month. Totally up to you. Connect with the people you feel an energetic pull to. We're gonna have some partner exercises where we're gonna be connecting with other people. Please pick people that you don't know. Everyone here is really, really rad. There are very few people here that I don't know personally and haven't known for a long time, and I can guarantee you that the people here that are new are from incredible people too. You guys, we've got like a little golden pocket in the Atlantis, in Reno, in the Great Basin. You guys, you're in the right spot. Okay, so setting clear intentions. How many of you work with intentions in your life already? All right, who doesn't work with intentions already? There was a few of you that didn't raise your hand that are still not raising your hand, and it's okay. Still in the beginning, I'm not gonna call you out yet. Okay, so setting your clear intentions. Really, really focus on why are you here? Because if you thought it was to just get away from your life, you got another thing coming. We're gonna dive into it and see what's not working. Because if you feel like you need to get away from your life to come to the Atlantis, there's a problem. I know you're not here to get away from it. You're in it. All right. Okay, the innate signal. Okay, so this is something that I absolutely love, and I feel like everybody needs more of it. When you are in it, and what do I mean by in it? When you're processing something, or when you're journaling, or when you're feeling like you're digging and you just want some peace and quiet. I am full extremes of introvert and extrovert. As much as I love being up here in front of you guys, I literally was camping by myself 3 days ago to get ready to be here with you guys. So understanding and knowing what is it that you need at the time that you need it. So if during this event, you just want to be in your solitude, you want to be surrounded by people, you want to be in this room, because I understand that too, you don't want to be alone, but you want to be in here, and somebody's like, oh my gosh, I have a joke, you want to hear it? Which would probably be me. But the signal that I have for that is hand on heart, and thank you, but I'm in it. Yes. So if that happens and you just want to say like, hey, just give me a minute, and it totally nonverbal, that's what this means. So if someone gives you this sign, please respect that. Let them be in it. Don't touch them. Just awkwardly back away slowly. Because maybe they'll laugh and then they'll realize the pain they're in isn't that bad. Okay. Become one with the flow. Sometimes I laugh at the things I write. Okay, so coming and going. You are going to get the most out of this the longer you stay in this room. If you have to come and go and you have other things going on, please try to rearrange them. If you absolutely cannot rearrange them and you have life responsibilities, I totally get it, and that's fine. You're not going to be chained to the table. So just let yourself go and do what you do. Like I said, you're co-creating the experience. You're going to get way more if you're here the whole time. Taking care of you, doing what you got to do. If you're at a point where you feel like you need to GTFO and go somewhere else, come back, because this is where you need to be. You don't have to do anything. You can sit in one of these chairs with your eyes closed. We could even, put a sarong over your head or something. You can pretend like you're not here. But I'm telling you, if what you need is to run away, you've got to be in this room. There's nowhere else that's going to be more safe and more nurturing than even just being in the energy here. You don't have to interact. You don't have to do anything. I got a message the other day, because I get lots of them, but I got a message the other day that Become is going to be different than I could ever expect. So I dropped all of my expectations. I have no idea what's going to be here. I know that I created the guidelines. I know that I built the ship, but who knows what's going to happen on it. And now that we're all on it and we're all in it, we're ready to go. the beginning, middle, and end. There's a process that's going to happen here. Right now we're in the beginning. We're getting familiar. It's like first day of school. You're using your brand new Atlantis pen, which is also going to be one of your new souvenirs. Atlantis is going to mean something different to you from this day forth. The middle is when it's going to get really hard, you guys. Expect to be triggered. Expect to get pissed off. Expect to project onto me. I'm going to be the one that's representing all of the things that you don't want in your life, which is why I tried to tell jokes, okay? Thank you, James. I like to think I'm funny too. Laughter is going to help all of your problems. Remember that. If you don't get anything out of this, remember, laughter is going to help all of your problems every single time. The reason for that, laughter, amusement, is an extremely high vibrational frequency when you're in pain. Pain is a dense frequency. Literally, the energetic wavelengths do not go that fast. Amusement breaks them up. So when you laugh, and even if you get to the point where you're like, well, it sucked at the time, but we can laugh about it now, what does that signal? That signals healing. Healing happened. Okay, well, I got grounded for a month, but now I can laugh about it because it was hysterical. It's healing. So that's what we're looking at here is the beginning, the middle, the end. We are going to have a closing ceremony, a little closing circle on Saturday. For me, I used to be really, really good at starting 10 things and not finishing any of them. So for me, the closing circle is the most important. I would highly recommend that you stay here for that whole duration. Again, I'm not going to chain you to the table. I wanted to end it on a Saturday so that you still have a Sunday to be able to breathe, take a shower, make yourself a snack, take a real easy Sunday because a lot is going to shift. So that's why the days were planned that way. Okay, you'll get out of these 3 days what you put into it. Your willingness to dive deep into yourself and your vulnerability will offer you extraordinary breakthroughs. So this is up to you. Like I said, you're going to get triggered. If you get triggered and you run away and go hit one of the machines and the free bar downstairs, I'm going to send a search party out for you. And we're going to bring a feather boa and a crown, pretend like it's your birthday, and snatch you from the bar, okay? Kayla, make note to get those things. Okay. All right. Really and truly, I expect nothing but magic from this thing. I mean, you guys are all magicians already. You're already drawn to me because there's something within me that you see in yourself. We're going to bring your magic out. This is the time and place to have your breakdown. This is a time and place to get angry. This is your time and place to hit your bottom. This is a time and place because everybody here is a healer themselves. They're a nurturer themselves. They're here because they've been through their own pain. Nobody is going to sit here and go, ooh, that looks like it's shitty. They're going to go, girlfriend, I've been there. I will hold your hand. I will hold your hair back. I will rub your back. What do you need? You need an extra Atlantis pen because you've already drawn out all the other stuff from the other one. We got extra pens. So you're safe here. This is our safe zone. When you're in this room, anything goes. If you cross the line, we'll get the feather boa out again and just let you know that that line exists. Right now, we don't really know what the lines are, okay? So we're going to make them up as we go. You ready? We all in? Do you guys all like that opening song? Because you're going to hear it every time I come back on the stage. All right. Okay. So, you guys have these notebooks. Don't you love them? I'm really excited about them. Kayla and I designed the cover because we're also magicians of the computer. Okay, so basically, this notebook is for you to do, again, whatever you want with. I have some prompting questions to just kind of help you dig a little bit deeper. They're going to pair up with the slides, and it's going to be kind of our guidance is in this notebook. But that really is just the framework. Other than that, obviously I don't have a script. You don't have a script. That's where the magic happens, but this is a framework. So you already have an idea of what else the topics are going to be, what we're gonna dive into. There's gonna be plenty of time for questions. Tomorrow evening, the session that is from 7:30 to 8:30, that is going to be a Q&A. Literally just a hangout, Q&A, no structure, whatever your questions are, we're gonna dive into them. Anything goes. Absolutely anything goes. I'm a no topics off limit kind of lady. So whatever you want to bring to the table is good with me. All right, so does anyone have any questions before we get started? All right. So discipline provides growth. I did not get here by doing whatever it is that I want. I still don't do whatever it is that I want. I try to do more of it because it makes me happy and I feel like it makes me better at what I do. But the structure, how many of you here are really good with structure? Okay, you guys like sectioned yourselves off over here. There's like you guys and then the rest of us. Okay, I am horrible at structure. I literally created these slides last night because I hate structure. I was like, I'm just gonna get up there and tell them everything that's on the top of my mind. That's what they came here for, right? No, obviously not. So I made these slides, and once I finally was in there, I was like, yeah, this isn't so bad. The structure, it's something that I have had to work so hard at. It is not natural to me at all. Structure is one of those things that I am thankful I have Kayla in my life for. Seriously. And even then, we have a hard time sometimes together. But like, if it wasn't for me having other people that help me with it, it's a challenge. The reason I'm bringing this up at the very, very, very beginning is because that is the only thing that has helped me get to this point of being able to understand who I am, of being able to understand why I'm here. I sought out the path of healing because I was in so much pain. I could not see my way out. I was addicted to cocaine. I was drinking. I was a 4.0 student, and I like to say I was partying just as much. I was really good at it. I was a highly, highly functioning alcoholic. I learned at a very young age, 14, that if I got good grades, that I could still get away with stuff. Yeah. So I got really, really good at pretending. And eventually that pretending, like, it kills you. And so the structure that I didn't have in my life was literally killing me. And so I had to find some way out of it. I had to create a meditation schedule. And I couldn't even create it on my own. I had to go to a place where they required me to show up half an hour early before I could do anything. Literally, I would walk in the door, they would shuffle us over into the meditation room, and it was like, okay, half an hour, and then you can come out and talk to everybody. But until you do that, you can't do anything. Thank God, because it was really the only thing that saved my life. And the reason for that was because I couldn't meditate when I was hungover. I couldn't pretend anymore. I couldn't tell people, I couldn't put on a little extra eyeliner and get some eye drops and be like, yeah, I'm good. No, I had to sit with myself. And I was not going to make the time on my own. So the discipline providing growth is that you have to make the time for yourself. You have to bring this into your life. You have to schedule it. And to hold fast to that schedule, because how easy is it for you to be like, well, nobody's going to know if I don't meditate today. Cool. You are. You're going to notice. You're going to know, oh my gosh, I'm way more cranky at the coffee lady than I normally was because you didn't get in your Zen space. So the structure providing freedom, it's going to change everything for you in your life to create this time for yourself. All right, so this year, right now in this instant, why is it necessary for you to commit to your path of growth this year? Why are all of you here? You're obviously recognizing that there's something important going on in your world, and there's something important going on in this country. There's something important going on this planet. I mean, we're all obviously aware that something is happening. But why is it that right now is your time to start making a meditation schedule? That's step one, you guys. That's just step one. That's a really important step one, because if you're missing that step, you can't keep going. I don't know, or you follow Chad down to the river or something. Just kidding. Chad's like the master of meditation. You can follow him down to the river. He'll help you meditate. All right. So this is, I mean, it's kind of a rhetorical question, but I just bring it up to help you look at your purpose for making these choices. What is it that's going on in your life that has helped you to wake up? For me, it literally was like, life cannot be this shitty for the rest of my life. Like, there's something that has to change. Okay, this is a good one. Get out your pens, because now we're going to actually start writing. What is it that you are tolerating in your life? Have you ever thought of that? The word tolerating? I hear my mom's voice. I will not tolerate this behavior. So say that to yourself. And what behavior are you doing that you're not going to tolerate anymore? Yep, we're going there. But right now within yourself. And part of it is you're tolerating other people's baloney. That you don't need to deal with their stuff. I know for me, it still has a lot to do with drinking. It's so annoying. I tolerate putting myself in situations where I'm around a bunch of drunk people and I'm like, God, this is horrible. So what do? I drink to make it better. Then I tolerate my own decision. I'm like, oh my God, this is just a merry-go-round of crap. So that's what I'm tolerating. Still a work in progress. What are you tolerating that's taking up your time? What if you use that time to meditate and be with yourself? Make friends with your inner world. You're tolerating a sugar addiction. You're tolerating living in a house you don't like living in. You're tolerating a job you can't stand. You're tolerating a best friend that won't stop gossiping. Are you tolerating your choice to listen and engage? Are you tolerating not making the amount of money you want to make? You're tolerating living in scarcity. You're tolerating a wardrobe that doesn't make you feel good. I had a friend tell me when I was in my early 20s, I was working at a winery, and he told me that his grandfather told him that if you look good, you feel good, you do good. I totally believe that. I also know that I get some damn good work done in my yoga pants, because I feel good in them. I haven't always. But anyway, looking at, yes, your tolerations. This is going to be the key. These are going to be the reasons why. These are the reasons why you're choosing to step forward. These are the reasons why you're choosing to make changes. These are the reasons why you're stepping into a new life. Right now, in my life, I am tolerating a very cute, but very misbehaving dog. So we got an e-collar. And we got baby gates. We're going to fix this. Because he's just too cute to let go, you know? What is your commitment level to start making changes today? Because you can look at what you're tolerating and then you can go, it's not so bad. I guess it's okay. We'll just keep those all on the table. So check in with yourself right now. How committed are you to making these changes? Second question is, what sacrifices are you willing to make? Because chances are, if you're tolerating something right now, in order for you to change it, you have to sacrifice something that you have agreed to. Whether it be a relationship dynamic, that's usually one that I see as the most common. You're tolerating a relationship dynamic, you're tolerating a partner's choices. So rather than changing anything about you, you have tolerated the bullshit that's weighing you down. And you can go, okay, well, I'm in full acceptance and I love everything about this person. Or you can go, this is not how I want to live my life. And if something isn't willing to change, then I'm going to change. And these are the sacrifices. To be on this path of healing, I will tell you right now, you have to be willing to sacrifice absolutely everything it is that you have right now in this moment. You have to be willing to sacrifice the house you're living in, the clothes on your back, the relationship you're in. You have to be willing to sacrifice everything that you have already built. Because the state of growth means that the only constant is change. Everything is going to continue to change in your life when you decide to start healing. Because right now, the reason that you are in pain is because you've pulled yourself to this narrow little point of the end of, now what? Where do I go? I have to back up, right? Because you have to look back and see how did you get yourself there in the first place, and you have to start making changes. So if everything you have right now is too valuable to you and you're not willing to sacrifice all of that, then it's like we might as well stop. You can say, well, I'm willing to sacrifice this, but not this. That doesn't work. Now, when I say that, I'm also not saying go out and break up with your partner, go out and sell your house, go out and get rid of your dog. That's not what I'm saying. Hello. What I'm saying here is that the willingness to sacrifice that can sometimes be enough. Your willingness to say, I am more important in my life. Your willingness to say, my choices are more important to me in my life. That willingness can be enough to break the ice, to break the pattern. But that willingness cannot be with the caveat of what I just said. Does that make sense? Is everybody following me here? You have to be at 110% willingness to sacrifice, meaning complete unattachment to what you have. And that's why a lot of people step onto the path of healing and then go, ooh, it's too scary. I'd rather go gamble. I'd rather go sacrifice my money to pretend I don't feel. I'm going to just say, I literally, in my life, I have sacrificed everything. Absolutely every single thing that I have ever had, every single thing that I have ever claimed to be mine, everything that is in my life now, I have sacrificed and I have gotten rid of at some point. The reason that I have gotten rid of it and it has come back is because it is meant to be here. I sacrificed my family. When I say I got out of Reno as fast as I could, the reason I got out was because I couldn't handle the dynamics of my family. I couldn't handle what was going on. And so I just bailed. I was like, I don't even care where I go. I was going to go to LA to learn how to do makeup. My grandpa caught wind. I was like ready to take a loan out. I was like ready to drive my Jeep down there. Like I didn't even care. I would sleep on the beach. I was just like, I need to get the fuck out of Reno. That's all I had. My grandpa caught wind of it and he said, you will not do that. Paid for me to go to a junior college. And I got my AA. I also drank a lot of alcohol. A lot. that pattern continued, as I mentioned. I even got a job at a winery, which was amazing. The job at the winery I got like a month after my 21st birthday. Woo! You guys, it was literally so much fun. It was 2 years of summer camp, and what did I learn? How to reinforce my patterns of being a highly functioning alcoholic. I would put wine in my orange juice in the morning so I could talk to our guests who got there at 10, because otherwise I probably would have barfed on them. Like, that was my patterns, and it was super, super tolerable in the wine industry, because everybody does it. Not kidding. It's really fun, though. Just saying, if you ever want to take a break from your life, just go to wine country and be there for a little bit. It's a good break. But then you have to come back into this room. We may or may not be here, but recheck. Okay, so what is your commitment level? I'm going to continue asking you that through this weekend. Because if you get to a pain point and you're like, ooh, I know that one, but I also know the cha-cha, and I can back up. We're going to push you back into that. I'm going to lovingly push you back into that. And if you're still in resistance, I'm going to lovingly ask you to sidestep with me and then maybe like walk around what you're looking at before you can actually dive into it. But the name of the game here is breakthroughs. These 3 days will change your life in the most positive, expansive way if you let them. So let yourself in. Okay, so I want to know also, what was your first experience with your abilities? What happened? Can any of you remember? You can? Do you want to share?
Okay, the very first one was when I was 2.5, and my mom and dad sent me to Montessori school. And when my mother came to pick me up, I got in trouble for drawing pictures of New Orleans and the graveyards and stuff like that. And so the teacher asked my mother, like, we know that your daughter, that you must have just moved here from New Orleans and everything, and that she misses it, but she can't just keep only focusing on that, even though at Montessori school you're supposed to do whatever you want. Anyhow, and she showed my mom the pictures, and my mom was like, we've never lived in New Orleans. Mm-hmm. And then when I was 7, I started to have reoccurring nightmares about it. And it was all about a flood. And it was all about people dying, and I was walking in the graveyards and stuff. So I just thought it was really, it really, I think, shocked me the most when I went there and visited, and mm-hmm. then when Katrina happened, mm-hmm. because that freaked me out.
So what happened to you after you? Well, I mean, I guess you said you were 2.5. So do you remember, okay, so your mom said that you weren't living in New Orleans, but what was it that happened to you when you experienced that?
When I was drawing the pictures and stuff?
When the moment when your mom's like, okay, well, we never lived in New Orleans.
Right.
What was that about? Do you remember, in your body, what happened? What was the reaction?
With my mom? Or
with yourself.
With myself?
With yourself. If you're drawing pictures of New Orleans,
right.
You've never been there, and your mom says, well, we've never been there, so
right.
What is this about? What was it that happened for you?
Well, I didn't feel like I was being judged by my mm-hmm. family or anything. They just, they had lots of people, tell my mom, we lived in Hollywood, so, mm-hmm. we'd be in the grocery store, and, someone weird would come up, Orson Welles, and he'd be like, oh, look at her eyes, and, he'd pick me up, out of, the grocery cart, mm-hmm. And just be like, she's so neat and special, mm-hmm. and, it was just always normal in my family. That,
okay.
I was like that. And
so it was more accepted?
In my family, yeah.
Okay.
But not outside people.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that is a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah.
But thank you.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. I appreciate it very much. So is there a time for, how many of you had a family that was, very accepting of your, lovingly, I'll call it your weirdness? Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Ish. We got an isher. Ishers. Okay. How many of you actually knew that something was interesting or different about you and that you accepted it? Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. I had no clue. No clue. I even hear psychics that are like, well, I knew when I was like 3 years old. I'm like, well, what was that like? I had no conscious awareness of what was going on at 3 years old. My first actual vivid memory that I didn't even realize was a memory, was an experience until like last year, honestly. I was living in a house with my mother. So just to back up, I have a stepmom, I have a father. They've been married for 25 years this October. She's my mom. I have a mother who's my biological mother. I call her my mother. I usually only tell my best friends that, but you guys have all just welcomed yourself into the best friend circle because it's important to clarify that. So I was at my mother's house. They had just built a house out in White Hawk Ranch, which is outside of Gray Eagle. It was a brand new house. Their bedroom was on one side of the house. My bedroom was on the complete and polar opposite side of this huge house in the middle of the woods. I was 8 years old. You kidding me? You want me to sleep where? Like, you have got to be joking. And so I was trying to be a good girl, and I was terrified. And I very specifically remember feeling two presences in the room and telling my mom that I couldn't go in there because there were two presences in the room. That night was one of the worst nights of my life. My mother had been physically, emotionally, and mentally abusive with me my whole life. That specific night was one of the worst nights. And for me, I didn't realize how big of a scar that had left for me with my abilities. That if I saw things and I spoke about presences that I was aware of, that I would be so incredibly brutally punished as a little girl. I remember my mom she was like 8 months pregnant, and I still was like, how are you doing this? There was a conscious within me that was like, what is happening right now? And it traumatized me, obviously. There's a lot of reasons I started drinking when I was 14. It wasn't because I thought it was fun. I'll tell you that much, because it wasn't. Started chugging vodka out of a water bottle. That's how I learned how to drink. Because it was the only escape I could find from the pain that I had from my childhood of experiencing traumatic nights like this. And I was never able to talk about it. Ever. So the first experience with your abilities, I encourage you to go back and look at. I encourage you to go back and remember. Like I said, I didn't even remember that this was my first experience with my abilities until I had to start thinking. Literally like a couple years ago. This happened when I was 8. So start thinking, start looking, start seeing where you shut yourself down. Start seeing where maybe you said something to a friend on the playground, maybe you said something to a teacher. Whatever it is, start looking, because those areas where you shut yourself down, we've got to start pulling those blocks away. So allow that information to come through as we go through this. If things are coming through right now, that's beautiful. If things aren't coming through right now, that's okay too. But let them start coming up and coming through. Start accessing memories that you've forgotten. Because eventually we're going to start looking at the memories that our soul experienced before coming into this body. So the prerequisite to that is to start remembering things that you experienced in this body. All right, so visualize. Go ahead and close your eyes. I'm going to sit down and do this with you. So we're going to go over 2 tools that are going to be your basis, your foundation. Every time I say close your eyes, go ahead and simply drop your grounding cord. And I'm going to go ahead and also set the prayer space before we start doing any work. So we've already started doing the work, but before we really start diving into it, before we start doing the work, I'm going to set the prayer By the way, the frequency of this room for this weekend is at that orange and navy blue. For those of you that are tuned into that. Go ahead and drop your grounding cord. Your grounding cord is that line of energy that goes from your root chakra all the way down to the center of the planet. Please know also that as you are in this space for the weekend, you are divinely protected. This entire room is divinely protected. If you have questions about the protection of the room, we can get into that later. Just checking in with yourself about your own grounding cord. So do a body scan. Where are you now? Who are you now? And what does your energy body look like now? Take a look at what has shifted already. What is it that you are clinging on to? That grip within your own body. Notice it. And ask yourself, is it safe to simply hold it in your hands? By releasing the tension and releasing the grip, you can start to move energy through your space. Go ahead and also just simply say hello to each of your chakras. So your root chakra at the base of your spine, your sacral chakra just above that one below your navel, your third chakra, your solar plexus, right there at the bottom of your rib cage, saying hello and acknowledging your heart chakra, recognizing that your heart chakra is going to get a little bit of attention and a workout over the next 3 days. Saying hello to your throat chakra. Saying hello again also to your third eye, your sixth chakra, and as well as your crown. Now we're saying hello to these chakras to simply acknowledge, consciously acknowledge what they are doing for you and what you are doing for them. Know that there's no work to be done right now. There's no repair. There's no healing. There's simply acknowledging, observing what you're observing, noticing what you're noticing. If you feel you need to yawn, beautiful. If you feel you need to move your arms, if you feel you need to just kind of rearrange your body a little bit, movement is totally allowed. Yawning is a physical release of energy. Acknowledging how well can you focus amongst distractions. Take a look at the distractions in your life. What are you committing to? What distractions are you tolerating that you're giving permission to exist in your life? So visualize yourself now with all of these distractions, with all of these tolerations in your life. Simply notice what you notice. And just skip ahead. You don't even have to look at the work or what it would take to get there. But skip ahead to 3 months from now. What is your life going to look like with fewer distractions and fewer tolerations? Go ahead and skip ahead to 6 months from now. What does your life look like with fewer tolerations and fewer distractions? What if you could really dedicate your life to your experience? Even for those of you that are moms, I can guarantee you that your children are better when you are better. Your children acknowledge everything you do and everything you don't do. Who is in your inner circle? Maybe some rearranging or reshuffling of your inner circle is necessary. And simply acknowledge, simply notice. Know that right now you do not have to go into action. Right now you are simply observing the map of your life. The pieces, the players, the components, the commitments, the tolerations. What does your life look like? So go back to the first day of first grade and ask yourself, what do you want to be when you grow up? Let your inner child answer this question for you. And breathe and release down through your grounding cord. Is your life right now satisfying the dreams of your inner child? Or is your inner child still feeling depleted or forgotten, ignored? Perhaps your inner child needs structure, a game plan, a roadmap. Perhaps your inner child just simply needs attention. You haven't connected with your inner child. Bring your awareness into your own body and sit with what is coming up. All right. In this moment, we're also going to consciously and presently bring your heart connection to Remy, the heartbeat of our room. Allow the energy of your heart to be seen. Beautiful. And so now your journey has begun. The journey of your own commitment, the journey of your own shift in your life. You are the God of your own universe. You get to create what it is that is in there and what it is that is not. We're going to look at what it is that you are repelling. We're going to look at what it is that you're bringing in, and maybe those two needs to shift. Maybe you're repelling goodness and you're bringing in darkness. Maybe you have goodness all around you and you simply cannot see it. You're blinded to it. Whatever it be, congratulate yourself for moving through the blocks, finding your way into your seat today. That, in and of itself, is an extraordinary measure. That you have landed where you have landed, that you have landed where you be. There are some people who could not be here because they are afraid to look at themselves. So congratulate yourself for your willingness to do the work, the willingness to change your life and the people who are in your life. The ripple effect that will happen in your family and your community by you deciding to commit to yourself and your path of growth is unimaginable at this point in time. You cannot even see the potential of yourself, of your life, of what you can create. So whatever limiting beliefs you have committed to right now, blow them up. Just start exploding and using explosion to destroy what it is that you have around you right now. Destruction is necessary in order to create. Going back to first grade. What happens when you want to decorate a turkey hand? You have to destroy a perfectly good rectangle piece of construction paper. What do you think is going to happen to your life? The things that you think are perfectly good are going to need to be destroyed to create something different. So what is your intention right now? What are you committing to within your own skin? And take a nice big deep breath in through the nose and releasing down through your grounding cord, down to the center of the planet. Now we are going to fill up with a nice big golden sun. That golden sun, using your 8th chakra, the chakra above the crown of your head, allowing that golden sun to work as a magnet, collecting any and all of your energy back to you. And allowing your guides, your angels, to see that energy, turning it all the way up to the highest frequency that you can withstand, that you can withhold within your body. When you're ready, take another nice big inhale in through the nose. And as you exhale, release, bring that golden sun down into your entire body. Your 7th chakra, your 6th, down to your throat, your 5th, your 4th, your heart, down into your 3rd, your solar plexus, filling your torso, your core, allowing that energy to flow down in through your hips, your thighs, your knees, your calves, your ankles, down through both arms. Allow it to fill your aura completely. If you are noticing that you are very close to somebody, know that we have plenty of room for all of us to spread out. Make sure that as we go through these next few days, you have enough room for your aura when you sit down. And again, just noticing your grounding cord. When you're ready, go ahead and brush off the crown of your head, bringing yourself back into full presence, saying hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. All right, so I'd love to hear from a few of you what your intentions are. Who's in it? Who's serious? Yeah, I know you're in it. I know you're serious. I know you're ready to go. Head over there. You have to.
I'm loud.
Nope. Head over there. We're practicing. By the way, you guys, this is all practice, okay? We're just getting ready for the real thing.
sometimes that no matter what path we're on in healing or in the arts, the healing arts of any path, whether it's yoga, meditation, I mean, there's too many choices to choose from, but sometimes we get...
Kia, slow down. What's your intention?
I'm getting there. It's
Okay.
big. So you get these big expectations of what things should look like. And it could be, I think that was kind of like the revelation. Like that's how you get in your own way of thinking that it needs to be or look a certain way. And so my intention is to just kind of just release that and come back to it's just a simple be in the now. You know?
Okay,
and
so repeat your intention and take out kinda.
my intention is to be in the now. And
Right, meow?
Right meow.
Right, meow.
Meow.
Yes, perfect. Then you are going to, I know, you're going to dive deep. You're going to get it all out, and I'm so excited that you're here. So thank you once again. And is this your friend, Kim? He brought? So good to meet you as well. Thank you for sharing. All right, who else would like to share your intention? What does it mean to share your intention in front of a room of people? Accountability. If anyone sees Kia not in the now, just go, meow. Bring her back. Beautiful. All right, who else is up? Ready, Rhea?
Sure.
You look wonderful today.
Thank you, mirror.
The hair,
Black and
though,
white.
the hair.
You loving my hair?
I do. I have hair envy. I love it.
Thank you. I know that stating it powerfully is a huge thing. It's happened for me a couple times in my life, and this has been coming really strong in the last several days, preparing for this. And my intention is to be a clear channel for God on this planet, and to be shown every day what the next step is to do that.
You guys are so good at making me cry. All right, thank you. And thank you for always. I will tell them. We will get on that. I'll tell someone. No one in this room can really help us, I guess, with that. But thank you for always being such a beautiful and impeccable mirror. And yes, I too have the same intention. All right, who else?
I'm Rachel.
Hi, Rachel.
Hi.
So glad you made it.
Me too.
And you're here in all your braided glory. It's
Oh.
beautiful.
The hair.
I'm a hair lady, you know? I like hair.
Oh, man. The eclipse in Oregon, I really felt like I got to embrace my intention fully for this. And I really feel I need to release judgment of myself to fully become who I know I'm meant to be, and be able to step into that to fully be of service of my healing self to others.
Thank you. And thank you so much for how you show up for me in my life. You always bring a big, fat, giant smile to my face, and I'm always so excited to hug you. You guys, I love hugs too. I was just going to say, you guys, I love hugs. Let's not get too crazy, but I'm a hugger, okay? I feel like you're ready. You ready to share your intention? You kind of gave me the don't look at me eyes. You know what happens when I see those.
It really is to just be me. Just be me. Like, so if you brought your Isabel sunglasses, put them on, because I am ready to shine.
Yay! Isabel, I feel like they were sold out. They were sold at the eclipse sunglasses everywhere. Oh my God, you guys, I'm gonna need Kleenex. I'm already crying. You guys are gonna watch me cry pretty much for 3 days, just so you know. I'm a softie. I will call you out on your shit, but I am a softie. Hello.
Hi, I'm Jillian.
Hi, Jillian. So good to meet you.
You too. I'm here to reclaim my voice and forgive my parents.
I love that you said to reclaim your voice because you came up so timid. By the end of this, you're going to be like, bam, I'm Jillian. Except in your way. Yeah. Awesome.
Hi, everybody. I'm James.
Hi, James.
And my intention is to stop the self-abuse. My whole life, I've made my fear, my judgment of myself, everything else more important than me and what I wanted and where I wanted to go. And so that's my intention, is to knock that garbage off.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Amen. So, you guys, I'm just so excited that we're all here. Still excited. Elsbeth, I'm getting a hit that it's important for you to share. Would you like to, please?
My intention is to fully accept myself, to release the fear of being misunderstood. I'm sure everyone here can understand. You know, when you feel so much and you see so much, it's so hard to feel like you fit in. So I guess my intention is to release the need to feel like I need to be anything other than who I am fully.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
I'm going to be crying for 3 days too, so
Yeah.
just ignore me in the corner of it.
Wait, what was the first part that you said? You said something that really hit me.
Accept myself fully for who I am.
I feel like you have, I'm going to start crying. I feel like you have taught me that by the way that you show up on Facebook. And I know that, we're all kind of here from Facebook, right? Every single one of you, except for Katie, I've known since high school, so there's one. But Araya, I know through Elsbeth, who I met through Facebook. So look at the power of social media. But I know that we talked about it and the way that you show up and the way that you share yourself. And it's so profound and it's so impactful for me in my life, and everything that you've brought to share in that way. Really, like, you've taught me everything that is about your intention. So thank you.
Thank you. It's an honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Whew. Man, you guys. All right, who else? Who else? You're giving me the don't call me, guys. You are.
I'm Sabrina, and I'm here, I think, now thinking about it, my intention is to create space for people to be themselves and to be a good example of how to be yourself.
Yes. Yes. Look we have a warrior showing up already for everyone who wants to be them. And yes, thank you for being such a shining example so often, especially on the dance floor. Have you guys ever seen this lady dance? I can't stop watching the hips move. I'm like, how does she do that? Like in the back trying to do it. Like, it's not looking that way over there. So yes, thank you for being a shining example of that. All right, we're going to go for 2 more. All right, Melody's ready.
Hi, everybody. I'm Melody. I would say that there are many intentions, and the one that is truly coming in the clearest right now is to release resistance to my dark side, my shadow side.
Woo! So what does your shadow side look like? Do you know yet?
I know that it resonates with what a lot of you have already shared. The fear of being misunderstood, even the pain of being misunderstood and cast out. Holy crap, cast out. And being okay with that. Mm-hmm. And how beautiful that is to create that space for yourself to exist and to be, and how creating that space for yourself then creates space for others to exist and to be So it is, with a capital IS, the whole thing.
Yay. I love that.
Thank you.
I love that. The reason I asked was because, as we said in the beginning, if anyone's downstairs hitting the free booze bar, we'd have to come get them. But I was going to say, if that's your dark side, we'll just leave you there. We'll let you really soak in it, get familiar with it before you come back. Shadow work. I don't have it laid out in our pamphlets here, but we're going to do a lot of inner child, a lot of shadow work. The shadow work, if you do not integrate, you're not you. First time I quit drinking, I was like, oh, I'm little Miss Daisy Sunshine everywhere. I was really good at it for 7 months of being little Miss Daisy Sunshine. And I completely denied that my past existed, completely denied that this like alcoholic crazy lady existed inside of myself. And then I got into a relationship, and holy moly, that person embodied everything that I hated about myself. And I had to love it. I had to be with it. So if you're not doing the work will find you. That's the benefit of doing the work consciously and willingly and stepping into it, is that you have a little bit more control over it. Not much, but a little bit more control over it than you would if you didn't, if that completely escaped you. So thank you for bringing the shadow work into it. Who here is familiar with shadow work? Okay, maybe about like half. I'm going to share a quick story before we do one intention because I feel like it's important. I did a reading with a client with a woman who had a friend passed away. And her friend had... The work that she did was that she wrote books about God and books about the angels and really fully immersed herself completely and wholeheartedly in that, to the point where she embodied her work. She was a representation of God and the angels, and she had that very, I never met her, other than her spirit on the other side, but that was her presence. Now, what I saw in the reading was I literally saw her in a boxing ring with her shadow, because her entire life she completely denied her shadow. And so the integration that she didn't do in the body, she had to do as a soul outside of the body. And let me tell you, I did not want to step anywhere near that boxing ring. I was like, I'm going to look at this from afar and tell you what I'm seeing and try to not like let anybody know that I'm here, basically. And it was one of the most powerful experiences I think I had in a reading in a session to understand what we do and why the shadow is so important. I also was shown very quickly after that, a few days later, that the reason that that particular person came into my life to read that particular thing was because that message is part of everything that we do here. The releasing, the letting go of pain, betrayal, self-betrayal, self-judgment, self-inflicted pain, all these things that we do to ourselves because nobody's really doing anything to us. We're tolerating their behavior. We're letting them do it to us. You are never a victim. Everything in this life is happening for you. Nothing in this life is happening to you. Now, part of that can get confusing is we look at children. So what do we look at when we look at children is we look at the soul contract. Why did you choose to come into this body as picking the parents that you have, the genetics that you have, the experiences, the date, location, the time, place, all of that is a factor in what you're going to be learning and what you're going to be experiencing. So that's why I keep saying the memories that we had before coming into this body are really important to start accessing. I was on this path for 5 years before I even started to think about that. So I'm trying to give you guys all the shortcuts that I know. So I did a lot of sidestepping. Commitment, self-discipline, and structure. I feel like we kind of went over that, but it will set you free. All right, one more intention. Who's got a good one? Who's got a bad one? Doesn't matter, there's no judgments here.
My name is Jessica. I am letting go of all unworthiness. I feel all of our intentions applied to me as well, but that is the big one, is just fully accept myself, and shine. Same. All of it
Beautiful.
applies. So.
Thank you so much for sharing. And if I may, one of the things of unworthiness, because we're now all here to hold you accountable for your intention, is to keep your eyes up when you talk. When you look down at the ground, that's where you're showing your worthiness is. So keeping your head, your heart, your chin, your eyes up and aware. Because as you were speaking to that, it's like looking at the ground. Yeah, absolutely. So we can all be mirrors of each other here. The other thing I want to very clearly ask is do not try to fix each other. All right, we're all here practicing. We can add suggestions or share stories. I find that for me, I like to share stories as an example of, okay, well, this is what worked for me. Because that's how I best know how to inflict a choice. Because you then have a choice. Yes, I will very strongly suggest that you do things that I ask because I feel like I've gotten to that point to know what happens on the other side. If I don't confidently know what happens on the other side, I'm not going to ask you to do anything. But if I've already been there, if I've already seen a bunch of other people go through that path and I've already asked them to do it and they have succeeded, I will ask you to do it, even if you are shaking in your little skimmies. All right, no more doing it alone. How many people here acknowledge that you've been either outcasted, never fit in? How many of you have tried desperately to fit in? Ugh. Barf. Yeah, seriously. Speaking of high school, like, gross. So, best part about this is that we all get to fit in because we all have full permission to be ourselves. So you can do whatever you want here, and we're all still going to be like, wow, that's interesting. Do I want to do that too? Or not? Okay. You guys realize you get to pick who you are, right? Yes, you have this internal being, this internal expression that's like, I am somebody that is different than who I am now, right? We're all feeling that. We all have room to grow. But if you can really allow yourself to just choose. One of my secrets that from when I was younger about like just developing who is it that I wanted to be. My mother was a shining example of who I did not want to be. I was like, whoa, I literally was terrified to have children. Terrified. I said, I don't want to have children because I don't want to ever be that. I don't want to be a mother if that's what happens, because that was my only representation of what mother means. It terrified me. Now, I'm more on the side of like, maybe I will. Later. When I'm 40 or something. Just kidding. Won't be that long. You guys will get a card. Okay, so no more doing it alone. You guys are all here together. Look around this room. We all showed up for ourselves as individuals, wanting to step on this path. So really, looking around this room, maybe making eye contact, connecting with somebody that you haven't. Like I said, there's energy in this room that drew you here. It could be Remy. It could be the food. The Atlantis is great for that. It could, whatever it is, but know that there are reasons that you are in this room that has everything to do with the interactions that's going on between you guys. Have you ever been to events and the whole reason you went to the event wasn't to go to the event, was to, oh, I'm crying, girlfriend. I met Lindsay here at a music festival. It was crazy, to say the very least. That weekend changed my life. And I have seen Lindsay twice since then. And I know that you're part of the reason I went there. I know that without a doubt. Oh, I didn't see that one coming at all. Thanks. But that's my point. I feel like Lindsay and my relationship has been on hold for a long time. And now you're here. So just being aware of this reaction of what happens when you meet soul family in the body. Lindsay and I knew, I think, within minutes. We were there with another soul sister of mine, and the three of us knew within minutes. I started channeling past lives like the next day. And we were telling each other about all of these things, these like past lives, the way that we knew each other, and how it all started coming up. And it was like, oh my God, what a heart-opening experience. And we had to go on our journeys, I guess. There's some really heart-touching moments that you guys haven't experienced yet that are in this room. If you need a moment to be by yourself, be by yourself. But I encourage you to communicate and talk with each other, because who knows what's here for you right now? Who knows? We might all be psychic, but we still get surprised. Obviously. Case in point. All right, so we have just a few more minutes before break. Does anyone have any other questions or anything at the top of heart that you'd like to share before we separate for a little bit? Breathing is good, you guys. Deep breaths, long breaths, hard breaths, short breaths. Sometimes when I'm releasing something big, I think, like, I was in yoga the other day, and I swear the woman behind me thought I was hyperventilating. I was in downward dog. I yawn a lot when I'm in downward dog because I yawn when I release energy. So sometimes yoga is like a 90-minute yawn for me, which gets really awkward for everyone around me because they don't know what's happening. But sometimes it sounds to me like I'm like hyperventilating. I swear, we were in downward dog. I'm looking at this lady upside down, and she looks up at me from her downward dog, and it was like the most awkward moment for everyone involved. But whatever your body needs to do, let your body do it. You need to feel like you need to like move around. I get a really, 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 really bad pain in my shoulder when I start talking about things that matter. And I'm not kidding you guys, I almost had to take myself off the stage. And I know that there's a reason for that pain there that tries to keep me from doing what I'm meant to do. It shows up every time I'm doing something important. Every time, relentlessly. Pain will pull you out of your body. When you start experiencing pain in your body, it's a really good sign that you're about to make a breakthrough, that you're about to have a serious impact on yourself or someone else's life, because sometimes the pain, there's shadow, there's light, there's dark on this planet. Like, let's just get real and look around. I'm not really trying to get into Star Wars or anything, but there's some really intense negative energy on this planet that is battling light. The energy that I had to go through to create this event, I haven't even told all of you all of it, but holy moly, the backlash that happens when I start to build momentum, that you will experience when you start to build momentum, when you're creating a wave that is greater than yourself, it will show up. So know that anything that tries to block you or stop you from getting your butt in this seat after every single break that we have, recognize it, say hello to it. That's it. It's super simple. Just simply acknowledge it. That's it. That's all you got to do. You don't have to go to battle. You come here. This room is guarded really well. This room has been guarded for the last month, by the way. I'm not kidding. There are pillars in this room that you may or may not be able to see. A lot of them is Arcturian energy, so I don't know if you work with that, but know that there are Arcturians here. We've got star families. We've got archangels. We've got guides. I've asked very specifically that not everybody is allowed in this room because I've got you guys to deal with. I don't want to deal with another bunch of extra things. They're here, though, so you know. I'm going to wrap it up, but I've got to tell one more story, because when I started planning this event, I had a dream that it would be standing room only. Literally, that it was going to be so full that it would be standing room only. And it was super cool because it helped me wash away a lot of my fears, because I trust my dreams and I trust my visions more than I trust my fears. My fears are like, woo, party on, because things are happening. It's a great indicator. But moving beyond that, I trust my dreams. And so when I started looking at it and I started looking at the numbers of how many people are going to be here, how many chairs we have, blah, 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 all the logistics, I started to recognize that it was standing room only because they weren't people in bodies. They weren't beings in bodies. So know that we are working with fifth dimensional energies here. We are working with third dimensional energies. And the more we go on, the more I'm going to get into it. I'm just kind of sprinkling these in because I don't want to scare anybody away here, okay? But I feel like you're all here because you know what you're getting into. Maybe. Some of you are new. We'll rub your back, okay? And other than that, let's just go ahead and take kind of a collective deep breath together. Releasing down through your grounding cord. Acknowledging that you already in this moment are different than you are when you walked in this room. Each and every one of us has now officially grown together. And this is just the beginning.